It's time to drink
and draw.
Drinks
And draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, wake the kids, phone the neighbors.
drinks
And draw.
Give the folks a little sizzle. Sizzle?
Spetsy.
Quick.
Wow, you're pretty quick for a big guy.
Brought to you by
ComX.shop.
I believe I'm ready, but you just don't know.
I feel I'm ready.
To another drink and draw. Another Friday night where we all go a bit crazy and stupid, I guess. And Dave went offline. He's back though. Spedsy.
Yeah, g'day, mate. Sis, we better start with the most important business, mate, and that's I think Stevie Wonder said it best. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Sure, that's exactly how he sounded. Sis, happy birthday, my friend. Tell us about what you've learnt in the last year since we last celebrated this auspicious day.
Not an awful lot. I'm too busy to learn. How's that?
Too busy to learn.
You got more grey hair, mate.
Sorry?
Your beard looks wider than it did last year.
Yeah, it needs a haircut.
Yeah. And longer.
It needs a haircut, like it's its own being that
It is
organises
its own being. It's at night it crawls off and leaves me alone.
Right.
I know how you feel.
Yeah, well, I tell you who doesn't crawl off and leave me alone. Sure. Nathan Judd is with us. Hello, Nathan.
Hey guys, so glad to be here. Thank you.
Nice. Keeping it low key. It's Knock Around Guy's dad. It is Big Tim Styles with us. Hello, Tim.
Hey. Thanks for having me. Ready to have a good time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He knows it.
Alex Major, fresh off yet another turkey hunt. How'd you go today, friend?
I just got a message from Jackie about the message that Sis told me to send him, and he responded with a sad face.
Okay.
So anybody following this drama, we're now at a stage where sad emoticons are being spread via a YouTube show.
So for those playing at home, that's an in-joke, and so in that even most of us on the screen don't even know what he's talking about.
You guys know what you're talking about? Talking about Sis.
Okay, you're talking about Sis
Dude.
and Jackie's dad and emojis. All right. I tell you whose word every word I'm hanging on. It's Steamroller Man's dad, Matt Schofield, coming to us live from the sunny shores of Los Angeles. Hello, Matt.
Hello. It's dark right now where I am. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Those are some dark shores. Yeah, okay. With a high of, well, you're a Fahrenheit. What is it Fahrenheit tomorrow?
I've lived over here for like 28 years now, so I don't even think in Celsius anymore. I have to actually convert back to Celsius. But it's I think it's supposed to be like 68, 67 degrees.
That's ridiculous.
High temperature tomorrow.
You're going to die. 68 is melting.
I think he's in the low 20s Celsius. So it's pleasant. Cool and pleasant.
Now, Matt, I think there's going to be a segment in this show called What is Going On in America? Tell us, Matt. Now, we're not a political show in the slightest, but I more want to know about things like why the metric system just makes complete sense, but over there they're just like, no, we like feet and inches and yards and all these things that you need to, like 1.8 of this goes into 3.2 of that. Rightio, mate.
This is guns, by the way. Then it's metric.
Just say there's a lot of things that happen in America that don't seem to make sense at the moment. So maybe let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, all right. Will do. Alex Sturdy, welcome to the show, my friend. He of the roll call.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No, our pleasure. Those who don't know, Alex helms the epic after-school journey through the world of tabletop fantasy role-playing, known as Roll Call. You can check him out at the Instagram handle just below. And I tell you, almost almost beaten Alex for the moment for our most famous cast member on Drink and Draw, and that's Jim Marfood's best friend, Nick May. Welcome to the show at Chernobyl.
If anybody else wants their butt kiss, just DM me. I don't know what that means, but that's what everybody's doing. So
You got your Ink Pulp, your Marford, like royalty right here.
I'm a bit gross, really, aren't I? Yeah.
Just up in every podcast. Where aren't you this week?
Nick, expect photos of Richard appearing in your DMs.
Thank you, Alex.
Another classic Alex in joke. I think. Was that an? Am I meant to know?
I'm just trying to say he's got to get dick pics.
Oh,
we realize that.
I didn't realize that.
What are you talking about?
I'm a very innocent young boy. I didn't know what that meant. Speaking of innocent young men, David Dye. Hello, sir. Welcome to the show.
G'day, Spedgy, and everyone else, and all the people watching out there. Good to be here.
I apologise for not introducing you first, Dave, so you could start drawing. For those playing at home, Dave likes an official "you can start drawing now, Dave" type whistle. Hard whistle to find. Most whistles just go, but Dave likes a talking. Anyway,
I heard her all there.
Oh, okay. Come on, Dave.
Nathan, so am I right, Nathan, in saying your mother is born Christina Claire Simonella in 1964 and went on to become an American country music singer? Winona Ellen Judd, that's not your mum?
Are you talking to me?
No. There's a Nathan just off camera. I'll talk to you later, other Nathan.
It's kind of adjacent. It's like Ashley Judd. She's probably the more famous actor, singer, songwriter, But hey, it's not for me to put out there.
Double Jeopardy, Ashley Judd. That's the movie where I learnt you can't be convicted of the same crime twice.
No.
Is that not it?
It's the same murder twice. It's very different.
Well, the same, as in the same exact crime. So, like, the murder of Nick May, if I was charged and served my time.
Why did it have to be
you're saying crime. If you go kill someone, that's one crime. You come back out of jail, you go kill another person. That's a separate crime you've committed. You can do that.
Yeah, no, so I'm saying the same crime. So the crime of killing Nick May, I can't be charged twice for that.
Is that a crime, though?
The way you're saying it's kind of wrong. But can't get the same person.
All right, so don't kill Nick May is what you're saying.
Well, no, he's the most famous person.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, all right. All right, well, Sis, now try to take your birthday hat off for a second. Put your ComX hat on. You've already done it. All good. We're here, of course, to talk about a character that was created by writer Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, debuting in 1963. He, of course, has the one of the many alliterative. How do I say it? Tim, help me out. Alliterative names. Warren Worthington III, better known as Angel, and later Archangel. He's a founding member of the X-Men, along with who, Sis?
Oh, well, there would have been Cyclops, Jean Grey. I think she was called Marvel Girl, Iceman, and the Beast.
Oh, the Beast. Nice. What made him a beast back then? He just had big feet.
Yeah, big feet, big hands, strong. And
I mean, by that logic, I am a beast. I mean, that's what many girls in high school called me. Ugh, get away from me, you beast! Yeah, it sounded weirder than I intended it. So, Warren, of course, is a mutant, an evolved species of human who are born, of course, with superhuman abilities. The character originally possessed a pair of large, feathered wings extending from his back, enabling him to fly. Says, how do you think you'd find yourself if you woke up with large, feathered wings?
Do you want to pick at these while you're...
I don't know. I'd be a little worried. I'd be wondering what I ate the night before. I'd be wondering what was in it. I'd be wondering, have I died? Am I an angel? And how the hell did I become an angel considering my sins? Whoa!
Sis,
Okay,
take us
Nathan.
back to a young Sis.
Yes.
What did you think of the early X-Men? Or more specifically, what did you think of Angel?
Well, to be
Not
quite honest, I
Archangel.
found him boring.
Correct.
Boring.
That was the right answer. So next on my cheat sheet, after the feathered wings, what I had written, whatever, ... boring.
Yes.
So during the mutant massacre, Angel's wings were crippled, and they were amputated against his will. Despondent over the loss, Warren escapes the hospital and commandeers his private jet. But the plane was sabotaged by the very same dude that chopped his wings off. And then, would you know, the plane exploded in midair. Now, Nick May, seconds before the explosion, Warren was spirited away by an ancient being. Who would that being be?
That would have been Apocalypse.
Now, what's the deal with Apocalypse? Because I'm not outside of Magneto. I'm not a huge X-Men villain fan. I love the X-Men, but Mr. Sinister weirds me out. Apocalypse, I don't really get. What's his deal?
He has the power to teleport onto planes just before they explode and people away and turn them into the avenging angel of death. He just keeps doing it. It gets a bit boring.
Is he not almost one of the first mutants though? Like, doesn't he hold that title? Technically.
Is it him or Namor, or is it
said that once? But they might have...
Namor? No, do you know how old?
He's meant to be from ancient Egypt.
Yeah, like he's way back.
But I have a feeling
Namor.
That,
Namor comes from ancient ocean, like Atlantis.
But the ocean's ancient, not Namor. I think that's the distinction.
This is an Ashley Judd situation all over again. So glad to have you, Nathan, to keep my Wikipedia failings in check. All right, so I'll just ignore the next 5 paragraphs about. Apocalypse, of course, offers to restore Angel's wings if Angel will serve as what? Matt Schofield, what does Apocalypse ask Angel
He
to
wants
serve
him
as?
to serve as one of his 4 horsemen, Death, I believe.
Yes.
Now, Sis, if you have the ability to fly with huge metal wings on your back, are you riding a horse?
Actually, he didn't.
No. Do they ride?
But he's a horseman.
Yeah,
it's like the first rule of being a horseman.
The other 3 are on horses, and he's flying around with his wings, shooting off metal knives with poison on them.
I always thought it was like a metaphorical reference to, like, obviously the Bible.
Clearly, you didn't watch 80s WCW when Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, they rode in on horses to the ring every week. That's what made them the 4 horsemen. No? Was I watching the wrong show?
I feel like that once again is a reference to another ancient script, but hey, that's not for me to say.
Hey, there's no wrestling's not scripted. What are you talking about? So, of course, Apocalypse subjects Angel to extensive genetic alterations. Dave Dye, can you tell us what those alterations might have been? What changed from Angel to Archangel?
His wings changed to metal. Is that right?
Yep.
Correct.
Yes.
What about his skin, Dave? What happened to his skin?
No, I don't know about that.
Oh, it turned blue.
It was terrible.
Turned blue. Your picture's not in colour, I'm guessing.
Rumor has it there was a 25% off sale on blue ink, and Marvel just made all their characters blue for a stage there.
Yeah,
Mystique, Beast, Nightcrawler. Let's just blue all these characters. That's weird.
Hang on. I think that's a different run, actually. That one's a limited edition.
Organic metal wings that can cut through almost anything. Sis, I haven't got it on my cheat sheet. Do you know, were they made out of adamantium or something like that? Do you
I have
know?
no idea, actually. I just know that they were really strong. They were bulletproof. They were all sorts of things proof. I don't know if anything ever went through them. I don't think anyone tried, or I didn't read that issue. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Like, he protected people by stopping bullets with them. I remember that, and fire. But I don't know what they're made of. Maybe vibranium. Who knows?
Yeah.
So he's just
so
Falcon, like pre-Falcon. Falcon.
Yeah. Well, so of course, Angel
I'm
is
not
the
handling that.
first winged character in the Marvel universe, and Dave Dye, as a comic book historian, can you think of a character before Angel that had like bird wings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawkman.
Good
Does
answer.
Hawkman predate? Let's look. Let's just type it in, mate.
Yeah, Hawkman would be before Archangel.
All right, cool. I won't type it in then.
I don't know about Angel, though.
Now that surprised you that I got that right, because we drew Hawkman last week, a fortnight ago.
Yeah, despite like all of us lamenting having to draw feathery wings, Caesar's like, you know what? Let's do metal wings instead.
Rosanna should have been here again tonight. Do it again.
So with his change from Angel to Archangel, gone was the preppy, privileged heir to the Worthington family fortune type personality, and in its place was a dark, introspective, and brooding Archangel. Of course, famously, I thought it was cool, dated Psylocke, arguably Wait, did he date Psylocke? Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, for a while.
Oh, was it Betsy Braddock? I just don't know.
Hard to tell.
That's a deep cut for those people who won't get that. But
it's slightly less in than Alex's in jokes, so you're doing all right. Let's start with you, Nathan. What do you know / don't know / love / hate about Angel, Warren Worthington / Archangel?
He's probably the X-Men person I know least about, because I find him extremely uninteresting, and I think everyone does. And he's always like, there's a fight, he's in the thing, and he disappears. Every comic I got of him, he disappears real quick. I think I've got a couple of issues where he was he lost his kind of soul, or his like humanity in a way. So he was like, he couldn't actually relate to people in the way, because he was so dark. He was like a villain kind of. That's like the one thing I've read, and I still wasn't sold on him. So I'm not a big fan, but he's got some cool designs. I just don't think. Yeah, he's not an easy character to use, so I don't think he's the easiest to kind of latch onto.
Yeah, I believe later he would join X-Force, like post the Cable X-Force, when it became Cyclops' like Black Ops team. He was on that team, and he was he had like a sort of a rage or something that he couldn't control from memory.
Yeah,
and Psylocke was sort of like. Psylocke was sort of the like, sun's getting real low type Black Widow to the Hulk type deal.
I think she's kind of gone in between like villain, like semi-villain. So it's kind of that's a good fit. I can get that. But we don't want to go down that rabbit hole. That's a whole episode.
Well, one of the to me, one of the more hilarious moments in X-Men 3, the movie, of course, we are introduced to Warren Worthington. And he somehow manages to hide the feathered wings with two belts under a jacket. And so what I wanted to do, Nathan, and we'll start with you, is to find out how you would hide a mutant power that I'm going to give you. Now, imagine a world, this will be hard to do, imagine a world filled with hate and prejudice. I know you have to really stretch your imagination.
This is deep, okay. Okay.
Yes, but imagine, this is like,
I'm willing to go there.
Type universe.
I'm there. You muty Nathan, you're a muty winch. Yeah, I got it. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And so, all right, so I need you to pick a number between 1 and 10, and I'm going to give you your. It's not necessarily your ability, but it's
Okay.
one of the true signs that you're a mutant and that you need to hide.
Okay.
All right, give us a number.
8.
8.
Still go with 8.
Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
So part of your mutation, this is not necessarily a power, but
Okay.
you have a backwards head. So your head is facing the other way.
Permanently? Or is it permanent, or is it like a...
Non-stop. You're...
Okay.
Yeah. So how do you go about... You've got to go get bread from the shops. You're the only one that can do it. No one else is home.
Yeah.
Poor mutie Nathan with his backwards head.
Okay, so I would have I've got a really good friend who's really good with tech, so I make like an augmented reality glasses with a camera on the back, and then I can supplement like my movement and stuff with my hands. So, it's still a little bit jank, but I can actually see in front of me if I need to, but I've kind of honed in my accuracy with my hands over time. Kind of like those people how they use feet as hands. It's very similar to that. But if it's more technically based, I can use my special augmented glasses, which happen to look really, really cool.
So this is you? Like you like this as?
No.
Glasses on.
Okay. So the glasses are on my eyes, right? Because I need to see through them.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
I know
your
this
eyes
is
are
a
on the
bit
back.
of a. I know this is a bit of a. I know this is technical. Okay. So the glasses will go here in front of my eyes. Just bear with me. And then the camera will go on my neck behind me. I know it's technical. I know it's out there, but I think that's the way to go.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, that answer is wrong. What you're meant to do is you just put your clothes on backwards and you walk backwards. That's the correct answer.
I think you're still overthinking it. Does Uber Eats not exist in this universe? Like, just order them to the door.
All right, well, that
Wasn't
solves
there
the get bread problem. But what about picking up the kids from school? But at some point, you have to leave the house. Is the larger issue here?
There was a rap group of kids in the 90s who wore their clothes backwards. There they go. That's them.
Wait, Dave, were they mutants?
100%.
Definitely, mate.
Crisscross is going to make you. Crisscross is going to make you mutate. Wow. You heard it here. Just busting conspiracies wide open. Mr. Tim Styles.
Uh-oh.
Are you? I feel like you're an X-Men guy. Are you an Angel guy / Archangel guy?
Nah, man. I'm actually just getting back into X-Men. I was a big fan in the 90s, but really haven't read them for a long time. But with the X-Men 97 cartoon that was on earlier this year, it's actually my daughter got obsessed with it. And with the X-Men sort of relaunching all their books a couple of months ago, there's one, Uncanny X-Men's written by Gail Simone, and the team very much reflects the cartoon team. It's Rogue, Wolverine, Gambit, Jubilee, Nightcrawler, and so my daughter, having really enjoyed the cartoon, I started getting that for her, but I've been reading it myself and really enjoying it again myself. As far as Angel's concerned, man, I don't know a lot about him. I think I started reading X-Men. He already looked like this. He was already Archangel. So I don't know much about him. The only actual scene I can remember from a comic book was, I think they were fighting the Mutant Liberation Front, and Archangel didn't even mean to, but he just turned his back on this one villain and cut his head off.
Yeah.
There's the edgy 90s, man, where if not for the edgy 90s, we wouldn't have gotten Archangel, we wouldn't have got Blue Beast. But that's the one moment I can remember in the actual comic, just him turning his back on a villain and cutting his head clean off.
Yeah. So you don't know then where Angel is at the moment in the status quo of the X-Men?
Not really. I know throughout the whole Krakoa era, I've tried to jump in a few times, but I've found it very hard to access, and I don't know what's going on. He seems to currently have the ability to switch back between his feathered form and this form. I could be mistaken.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So last I read was so I read Krakoa, like the early Krakoa stuff, but he didn't stick with me. I can't remember what he was up to. But just before that, I feel like the original Angel came back. Bendis brought back the OG5 as kids and whatever, and then the current Angel had lost all his memories or something. But yeah, could at will transform into his metal self, but then would have all this rage, whatever, and he couldn't necessarily, kind of Hulkish the way I'm describing it, couldn't necessarily transform back.
And they pretty much
completely making this up.
Because in the 90s, I was reading Generation X, which was the student mutants at the time.
Yeah, Emma Frost and Banshee running the shop.
Yeah, man, like that was my X-Men with Skin and Chamber and Mondo and all that sort of stuff. But again, you know, I think it was the same issue that I saw Archangel switching back and forth, that they've taken M and Penance from Generation X, and now they're the same character, and they do the same thing. Switches when she gets angry, she turns into Penance. So there's a lot of lore there that I've missed, that I need to learn and figure out. You know.
Yeah. Well, if you need to discuss lore, like double jeopardy type thing, Nathan is our lore correspondent for all that stuff.
I'm here.
Don't hesitate.
But
he is definitely here.
That run I think you're talking about is like X-Men Blue, I think, when they come back from the past as kids, which is amazing. That's where I started X-Men. So for me, that's like my nostalgia, which isn't even that old, but that's like where I started.
Yeah, and more Blue again with the X-Men as well.
Yeah, well, it's good. That's a good run. It's a good run.
Yeah. Now, Tim, the biggest questions for the biggest Tim Styles. You are about to horribly mutate. Well, it could be a good mutation, but needless to say, you have to hide it if you're to go out into the mutie-hating public realm. So what I need from you, Tim, is a number between 1 and 10. You cannot pick 8 because Nathan already has his head on backwards. So any other number is up for grabs. What do you got?
I'm actually sad I can't pick 8, being my favourite colour, Nathan. Thank you very much. But I guess I'll go 6.
8's a colour?
Did I say colour?
You did. That was gold.
Dude, it's been a week. It's been a week over here.
I thought that was on purpose, and I thought it was genius.
Well, okay, it was. It was on purpose, all right?
It was on purpose, yes.
All right, so number 6. So, Tim, I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but you do have to hide it. You have butt eyes. So that your eyes. So you have fairly regular-looking eyes up here, but where you see from is from your butt cheeks. So
that means
you're going to need that to walk around.
For me, that means if I have to hide that, then that means my Friday night arseless chaps is out of the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
or that's the
Friday
night
night, I've got to change my whole routine, you know. So got to wear regular pants.
Yeah. Worst.
Sorry, just to butt in, is everybody on live? Tim has Tim's live as well on camera, so anybody want to watch it on multiple screens, you can watch Tim draw. It's really interesting.
Oh, nice. What do you mean? Where do I find that? On Instagram or something?
I'm just doing an Instagram live with a camera on my drawing at the same time.
Oh, cool!
Oh, excellent. That's wicked.
Yeah, I don't want Tim to leave the show thinking I didn't notice.
Oh, that's really cool. Thanks for telling us. That's
what I'm here for.
Alex, one of the mutations, unfortunately, is not an arrow jutting out of your neck like that turkey.
Oh, fuck it, I'm out then. See you guys later. Bye.
It's all fun and games till it doesn't turn back on.
We can actually finally relax now, guys. Oh,
yeah.
Everyone feel better? I actually feel like a weight has been lifted. Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh,
Yeah,
good.
that's what it's like.
Classic Alex is making the joke go a little bit too long. I'm like, come on,
Classic
right.
animator. Absolute
No, I did
animator.
not know that the Microsoft Surface branded keyboard would shut off my computer like that. I thought it'll just go black. And
I
then just
said
switch
it's all
off.
fun and games till it doesn't switch back on, and sure enough, here we are.
I'm back now. What's up? What did you want me to do?
Only what you've done for 130 episodes. But Alex, give us a little something about Archangel. But if you don't, here's a question I pose to you. If you don't have anything on Archangel, give us another winged character that you have enjoyed in your time.
Well, should I plug something from somebody on the show?
Sure.
If you pick up Vermoose number 3 and 4, I have a winged character in there. So it's available from Scissors Shop. So there you go. Nothing, but actually, like, I have questions about this winged man. He's supposed. He was on a comic called X Factor.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. No, I'm not going to get. You know what? I know, that's all. That's all. Just curious. That's it. My question is answered. I don't know why you're worried. I'm going to say something about. I don't know.
I'm lost here. I feel like there's some
It was a reference to another show, but I'm not.
He's on another show.
As far as winged things, I like Starscream. There you go. How about that? Starscream. He's a top character, and he has wings.
Oh, okay. I was going for feathery, flapping wings, but I'll take.
Well, I don't judge. I'm friendly to all winged creatures, including robots and bats.
Are you really though? We have a history on this show of you literally hunting turkeys. Is that not? Am I just making that up each week?
That's not a bat. Turkeys are not bats. I'm no biologist.
He's got it. Yeah.
I don't think turkeys can
verify that's true.
Bush turkeys can fly a little bit anyway. They fly up. They can't properly fly, but they can get up like pretty good heights up on trees. But
that's like a jump. It's like a
but it's not a jump. It's like a.
It's like a jump and glide. It's a gliding at like.
I mean, they don't fly like a Boeing jet.
That's like saying the Hulk can fly. Can he fly?
He does. Does he flap his arms when he jumps?
Does he fly? He doesn't. Does he fly?
But does he flap his arms? If he flaps his arms, I reckon we can debate this.
I think we can, and I think the entire world will agree he can't fly.
I'm pretty sure the entire world is watching this exact podcast is seeing us having an argument. So basically, I think we're having a debate. So does it really matter?
That I'm right? That the whole world is right? That canon is right? Yes.
No, I'm just right about us making a debate. I'm not.
Also, not everyone can see you arguing, Alex, because your mouth is underneath your own logo. You're like arguing like this.
Hulk can fly 2024.
Okay, he's my mouth and my cleavage. Anyway, did I answer your question about the birds?
Yes, but I feel like I've unfairly labelled you a turkey hunter twice in this episode, and you haven't pushed back enough.
I didn't hunt the turkey.
So people at home are going to think you're a turkey hunter, when actually someone had already hunted the turkey, and the turkey was trying desperately to survive, and Alex begun a rescue party for the turkey. Some on the dark web, there is conversations. Did Alex shoot the turkey so that he could be the hero of the turkey saving party? But that's reserved for the dark web. Here on the regular light web, we acknowledge that you're a savior to the turkeys.
Rob's spreading rumors because he didn't get invited to the party, so which is not true. It's just because he's in Melbourne, I figured he wouldn't come up. If I would have known that you're open to come up for a bush turkey party up here in Sydney, I would have invited you.
So I believe I am actually, before the end of the year, going to Sydney. So I will make sure that I come to a sketch party. I know that's a different party that you host. So your turkey celebrating
sketch party's on December 4th. So yeah, are you coming up for December 4th?
I thought it was every Wednesday. Is it not?
The first Wednesday of every month.
All right. Well, hopefully. We'll see. I'm not sure when the thing
So
is.
December
Anyway.
4th is when you want to come. But anyway, so that'll be the last one for the year.
Okay. Well, Alex, people at home are dying to know how you would hide your horrible mutation. So if you could give me a number between 1 and 10, but not 6 and not 8, what do you got?
For pie? 3.1.
I don't know what I'm... Oh, is that 3.14? All right, we'll go with... All right, so Alex, having chosen 3.14, I'll just take it, rounding that down to 3. You have continuously growing body hair. So when you wake up in the morning, your hair immediately starts growing everywhere. Your back, your arms, your chest.
So I can finally have sideburns. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And it keeps growing until 9:30 at night when you turn in to go to bed. And then the next morning starts again and starts growing. How do you hide that during the day when you have to go to one of your turkey parties or something?
Well, I wouldn't hide it. I'd just join a rockabilly band.
But
play the drums.
Who's the purifiers? If I am remembering correctly, they will soon find out that it's just a ruse. You're actually a hairy mutie. So I think I need a better way of hiding this forever growing body hair, Alex. What do you got for me?
Well, isn't it sometimes like the best way to hide things is to have it in plain sight?
Oh, just like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't have an example, but I don't have an example for you. I just heard that saying that like, oh, it was hiding right in plain sight, and I'm like, oh, don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah. All right. Well,
I mean, other than that, I could just go into a closet and then just hang out there for a while until 9:30. Well, I wasn't going there, Nathan.
Whoa.
That's not what I meant by it.
Nathan might be my new favorite.
No one has to be in the closet in this podcast, right? No one.
There are only comics in our closets, friends.
I was going to keep my...
I don't know. That was meant to sound deep. I just think it sounded ridiculous.
My extra hair was going in the closet, no? Yeah, fine. I'm not going to hide it. I'm just going to hide it. I'm just going to wear a ghost costume. But that can also go poorly.
It's like a segue in that closet, I reckon. You can like...
A goat costume would work better than a ghost.
Okay, so you've got excess hair. Why are you hiding it, Rob?
You
don't like any of my suggestions. I'm just throwing out suggestions, and you're like, oh, I'm going to roll my eyes. I don't like any of them.
Plain sight. That's where I'm hiding mine.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I was pulled off about it. I'm like, oh, be more creative.
That's
well, I tell you, I worked at McDonald's for 5 years, and they had boys were not allowed to have long hair. I had long hair the entire time I worked there. We wore visors, and I managed to tuck the whole mane of hair into that little visor. And it wasn't noticed until one time we had a after-work meeting, and I turned up and with my Paddle Pop Lion hairdo, and I was found out. And I said, you haven't noticed yet? So I was hidden in plain sight.
I don't know, Rob. I worked at Macca's too 4 months ago, for 4 months in 1995. I don't remember seeing you.
You also worked at a Chinese KFC.
With me? No, I
was Noah Harris there.
You did, didn't you?
Certainly. No, I did. I've done commercials for KFC, but they were animations.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I didn't serve fries like I did at Macca's.
All right. So normally, Port Chono Bill has to go after Alex, but we're going to jump over to Dave, and then we're going to go over to Matt. So Nick, save yourself, because we need you to bring us back to Warren Worthington at some point. Dave Dye, can you tell us a little bit about are you familiar with the original X-Men? Did you know Angel? Did you know Archangel?
No, I don't know anything about it really, except that he was Angel and then he became Archangel. That's all I know.
Awesome.
And he's got his
Um,
metal wings.
I'm starting to see a trend.
Yeah.
A real trend here.
Well, the fact since episode 1, barely any of us have known what we're drawing. That's the
beginning.
Dave, what about the color scheme? Are you going to be coloring your piece tonight? And how are you going to go about
We'll
it?
see how we're going for time. How are we going for time? Half an hour yet, or what?
No,
I'm in a full screen mode. I cannot see the time.
3/4 in.
Oh yeah, we're behind
So I've
actually.
got 15 minutes. No, I might.
Yeah,
not.
roughly.
I might put a little bit of colour on. I'll try and get a little
Dave,
bit of
also,
colour on there.
is the reference you're using? He's got a sword. I don't remember him with a sword.
Yeah, he's got a sword.
Fancy
Both
having
ends.
a
The
back
reference of-
covered in swords, and then thinking, you know what? I need another sword.
I didn't want to say it, but I was like, I can't remember the sword, but that's because I also don't know. But
Well, wasn't there
Unless-
wasn't there recently a massive X-Men story, X of Swords, where basically
Oh, yeah.
everyone got a sword?
Yeah, everyone got
Yes.
Yeah,
Now
I've
you've got a
also
sword,
got
and you've got a sword.
Because I was thinking the same thing when Wolverine's got a sword. I've got, man, he's got swords coming out of his hands, and now he needs a
Yeah.
sword as well. What's going on? But
okay, guys, just to put this out
Thanks,
there, like
Tim, for saving me.
Psylocke has like a katana, doesn't she? But does she need
Yeah.
it?
yeah, but she was a ninja, wasn't she? Ninjas
Yeah, true.
supposed to have swords.
Yeah, but she's literally got like hand sabers. Like she can.
Yeah,
do,
psionic blades she has.
Well, that's the
But
thing.
I guess-
One does physical damage, and the other one does mental damage. I remember back in the day, she hit Cyclops with the psionic blade in her hand.
Wow,
Got
yeah,
Cyclops in the head, and
that's a good one.
shut him down. So
Nathan,
right here.
how you feel right now with where Tim just body checked you? That's how I felt with Ashley Judd Double Jeopardy earlier in the show.
But that's the kind of clapbacks we should have, right? It's just
Yeah.
dumping their knowledge. Like, yeah, bro, actually, this, and you're like, oh.
I am all for it. I thought what I desperately wanted on this show was yes ending, and I think it's no actually is what really makes this show sting. So if anyone has no actuallys, please no actually the crap out of me. Matt Schofield, we will need to get a little bio from you to hear about to introduce you to the peeps and talk about Steamroller Man. But until then, what's the deal with feet and inches? No, let's talk about Archangel. Are you familiar with he of the WW3?
Yeah, I am. I was reading. I sort of just started reading X-Men when the Mutant Massacre crossover event happened, and that's where he lost his wings.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really that familiar with Angel before he kind of underwent the experience that eventually turned him into Archangel.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of X Factor at the time, and I remember not liking the relaunch of, like, you know, I didn't really like Archangel, so I'm actually drawing the original Jack Kirby version of Angel in the black and yellow suit.
You bloody rebel.
Who's Kirby? Kirby, is he like a...
He's an anime character.
Is he like
He's a little pink, round, jelly-looking...
Oh, okay. That's
anime
not for me, that's all, but... Okay, cool.
But yeah, I mean, I am familiar with the character.
I'm just enjoying that in the comments, Sean Craig has said, Psylocke actually used to be a pommy chicken with telekinesis powers and she couldn't fight. Jim Lee changed her design. And then he did the asterisk and said chick. And I'm like, nah, I think I like pommy chicken.
Isn't she...
It sounds delicious.
I think she is. It's Betsy Braddock and like Captain Britain. Oh no, wait, that is no. The whole thing is real confusing, but I think that's who she is.
Yeah, I think it's a tad problematic too. I
Captain
think
Britain's sister.
They've since tried to retcon some of it because
Not
it was
up
putting
here.
a British lady in an Asian lady's body and something. It was all a bit weird.
I think people are allowed to do that though. Like, I'm just saying.
You're
people can do that.
It sounded
can
really
you
informed.
expand
You
more
sound
on
like
the British lady and the Asian lady's body?
I'm
What's
just
going
saying,
on?
like if there was a relationship, I don't think there'd be anything stopping that.
Yeah. No, I don't think I should spend more time on it because I have a habit of saying the wrong things, and I don't like to do that. I like to say the right things.
I want to see how far this goes.
Can't wait
No,
for
we're
the
good.
Psylocke
We're
episode.
good.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Mr. Schofield.
Yes.
The last Mr. Schofield I was familiar with had a full body tattoo of a prison escape plan. The brothers
Right,
Schofield
yeah.
Prison Break. Anyway,
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
unfortunately, Matt, tomorrow morning you're going to wake up with a horrible mutation, and you're in a mutie-hating place,
Yes.
and you desperately need to run an errand.
Yep.
If you could give me a number, say 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. One of
I'll
those.
say one.
One. Well, you have one monstrous horn coming out of your forehead. You look like a human rhino.
Oh, wow.
How would you go about hiding it? I feel like the creator of Steamroller Man, who is a man with a giant steamroller for a head, is experienced in how to hide massive head things.
Yes, I would. I'd probably buy one of those Rastafarian like big beanie kind of things, and then have like a dreadlock wig underneath, and so I'd cover the whole thing, and sort of pad it so it just looked like I had a lot of hair under the big beanie. That's probably how I'd do it.
So your solution is to appropriate another culture. Wow, you heard it here.
What else am I going to do?
Dude, we just got away from saying something wrong. Will you bring it back?
Oh dear! You never asked me that question.
I know. I just realised that, Dave, and then I also realised you're probably quietly thankful that I didn't ask you that question because you normally.
I'm ready to go, mate.
Oh, all right. Let's go. I am ready to. All right, Dave. So the numbers left on the board are 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10. You wake up tomorrow morning with a horrible mutation, and you have to go feed Dinky. So number 2. So you have what's called meter feet. That means, Dave, each of your feet are a meter long.
That's not
how do you go about? That's not Matt's version of meter feet.
Yeah,
During my time in the army, they taught us how to get things under control if you're going on parade or whatever, just to smarten yourself up a bit. So what you do is you just tuck it in your jocks, all right?
Okay. All right. There's actually, so Dave, I had a friend who was in the army, and she had really long hair down to her butt, and it was kind of her thing. And so when she joined the army, everyone was like, "Oh, what's going to happen? You have to chop off your famous hair." Apparently, she was told if she can put it up in the bun in 3 seconds, she can keep it. So part of her training was to whip this thing up into a bun in 3 seconds. Could you tuck your meter feet into your jocks in 3 seconds, Dave?
Too right, mate. You can do whatever you got to do. You can do if you've got a bit of motivation.
Right.
Quick question, Rob. What did you mean by feeding your jocks?
Well, Dave's way of hiding his feet was to tuck them in his jocks. No. Is that what I heard, or did I just imagine?
That's what you heard.
That's what I heard.
So folded
I just
at
understand,
the heel.
like jocks are underpants, right?
Just like
yeah.
So
they're a meter long.
Underpants.
Bloody Hungarians.
They're a meter long, Alex. So I guess you fold them back up your leg and into your jocks.
Are we talking about because like your meter long feet also mean a meter long something else?
Shoe.
Is that what we're going to? Like,
meter long shoes.
Yeah, that's a completely separate mutation. You didn't pick the right number for that one. The meter penis.
I would be it. Is it because you're
so long it's got knuckles?
Okay, my bad. Anyway, sorry. I was just trying for all the other people whose English isn't their first language. I was just trying to help you out.
Okay.
Thank you.
For those
Nobles.
For those who
Nobles.
may have tripped up on my Aussie slang and thought I was talking about penises, I wasn't. So we got you back, everybody.
You were talking about what? That's not what I thought you were talking about.
Alex Sturdy, are you familiar with the character of Archangel?
I'm actually really glad you guys brought me on tonight specifically because I have never read an X-Men comic in my life.
Any X-Men.
Fitting right in.
Have you read comics before? You've read a comic?
I have read comics before. I watched Apocalypse, and that was bad.
I can only handle like so many like.
I'm sorry. I saw
Just take
Old Man
another knife
Logan. That was good, you know.
Oof,
and
lucky that one.
I don't know what it's called, but the one where we see him get shot in the back and he becomes Professor X. I saw that one too, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Everything I know about this character is from you guys tonight. So,
well, let's play a little game then of Pop Quiz Hotshot X-Men. Who is Scott Summers?
He's one of my favorites.
He's not an important character.
He has a really powerful beach ball mutation.
Okay. Name. So that's a bapao. Name 2 characters in the X-Men that are blue. Name 2 blue X-Men characters that aren't Archangel.
Beast and the girl from Hunger Games.
Yeah, good. I'll take that. Mystique.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait. What period in X-Men? Because she's not in the X-Men.
The third period, I'm pretty sure. The
first period. Oh, just going full Claremont. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Who is Alex, Mr. Sturdy? Who is the master of magnetism?
Oh, Magneto. I know that one.
What is one of his daughter's names?
Magneto.
I don't know. I'll take it. I would have taken Polaris or the Scarlet.
I was going to say, I wanted to see who would actually get it. Man, that was good.
Well, I actually thought you were going to tell me Scarlet Witch is not canon anymore.
No, she is
now,
canon.
Unfortunately, I have to interrupt proceedings to quickly fly to Nick May because I believe his internet is going to cut out any second. So, Alex, you will get a mutation in just a second. Nick May, quickly tell us a little something about Warren Worthington. Put us back on track talking about the X-Man in question.
So he is the third person to be called Warren Worthington. I think that's all I know. I believe, like, one of the first comics I read, I think I stole it from Alex just before he got to read it, was a reprint of X-Men 1 when it introduced them all. And Warren Worthington was famous for, like, he whipped off his jumper and he just had a harness that somehow kept his 15-foot wings in check. Maybe he tucked them into his jocks. And I think, unfortunately, he was wearing like a reverse straitjacket, and I think that's triggering now. But what I really liked about him, and everybody else says how lame he is and whatever, but I think they introduced the Danger Room in that first issue, and there was some spinning obstacle that had arms on it, and it was spinning so fast that it just was a blur, and he was able to fly in between them all. And I don't know how old I was when I read that, maybe 7, and I just wondered how fast he would have to be to not actually be hit by that thing, and I think it just gave me nightmares. So thanks to Jack Kirby and Stan Lee.
Something that stands out, and I don't want to poop on your parade about saying that Angel is not lame, but if you recall, I think it's the cover of the very first X-Men, or at least it's in the first few issues, where you've got Cyclops using, of course, his mutant power of shooting I-beams. You got Marvel Girl holding her thing, and the whatever is coming out of her head. Iceman shooting ice, Beast is doing some acrobatics, and then Angel has a bazooka.
Yeah.
Is that not like problem one when you're like, all right, let's show off? I don't know.
Okay, so we go
give him
back
a bazooka.
We go back to the whole religious tradition of angels, where he came from, and I think you'll find that I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I believe angels originally had bazookas.
Yeah,
big bazookas.
That's canon. That's just canon. You can't argue with
that.
Well, a bazooka is a shoulder cannon. Yeah, a shoulder cannon. I think they say. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
Now, your internet seems to be holding out, and I dare not give Alex Sturdy a mutation, Mr. Cherno, so bear with us a second. Alex Sturdy, if you could pick a number, 4, 5, 9, and 10 still remain. If you could
10.
pick one. 10. Yeah, 10. Well, this isn't your name, and this isn't a shot at you. This is just what you've woken up with. You have shit breath. So your every breath stinks like the stinkiest stink nugget you've ever smelt. How do you go about hiding it when you run an errand in this mutie-hating world?
If I can combine it, like if we're talking like I'm hiding it, but also I'm an X-Men or something with this power, maybe I have like a bandolier of Tic Tacs, so I can contain the power, and then when I need to unleash it, I don't use the Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
Way to go, mate.
What's Alex having for tea? Like Scott Summers' Cyclops has to wear the rose quartz glasses to hold his eye beams back. You need to keep constant tic-tacking in your mouth.
Yeah, maybe like a gas mask with like cylinders that just kind of pour in.
Yeah.
You played this game before, have you?
Yeah.
I'm picturing just before the big climatic battle, you and your team are trapped in some sort of, in the villain's laboratory, let's say, and you're quickly running out of Tic Tacs. And so your team is bracing for, as they watch the last Tic Tac go in your mouth and watch it dissolve in your tongue before shit breath. And that's the end of the issue. You turn the page and the cloud comes out.
That's how I kill the X-Men. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing writes itself.
So the Judas
Hey, Rob, quickly. Because
hopefully it draws itself too.
It's Alex's first time on the show because he said he loves the X-Men, but it's not his number one favorite comic in the world. Are we going to ask him are we going to ask him later on in the show what kind of comics he likes?
Hey, go for it. You can ask him right now, Alex.
I don't want to step on. I mean, I want to step on toes, but you're too far in Melbourne, so
yeah. I haven't got
what kind of comics do you like, Alex?
I'm a newer comic fan, I would say, but I really enjoy Batman comics. I know that's probably a really generic answer, but I really enjoyed New 52
Batman's awesome.
When they were coming out, and I like some of the older ones like Dark Knight and what was the other, Long Halloween and some of those ones. And I've started reading some of the new Dungeons and Dragons comics as well, just to kind of see how they go. Yeah, I don't think they're particularly, prolific, but I just wanted to give them a go, and I've been trying to read a few more indie comics as well. So,
any Aussie comics you've been reading, like Stellar Lands and Lisa Ray and Vamoose? And
no, I don't know. Are they your comics?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the
Find them in the comic shop.
You can find them in the comic shop, but anyway.
This is how we get most of our sales. We bring people onto the show and then we guilt them into
guilt them into buying.
That's why we have
my favorite comics. That's what I was going to say. My favorite comics are all your guys' comics. So
nailed it. That's the correct answer.
I did think of another one just now that was probably my first love of comics, and that's Calvin and Hobbes. I freaking love those comics. So yeah. I've actually got a huge compendium behind me on the bookshelf here. So
huge. All right.
Well, Nick May is close to that. His favorite is Calvin and Klein. Well, that's his favorite undies, I should say. Nick May, tell us quickly.
What?
Give us a. We've got 4, 5, 7, and 9 left on the thing here, mate. What sort of mutation? What?
9, please, Robert.
9. Oh, well, mate, you've got ear tongues. I think we know what that means. You wake up in the morning, you got tongues hanging out your ears. How you hiding that on the way to work?
I mean, that's obvious. I just grow my beard a little longer, and I just part it in the middle and hook it over.
Nice.
Now these tongues can taste as well, so you can taste your own beard all day long.
Yeah. No, that I've spent the last 5 years just dropping food in my beard, and I always meant to get around to washing it, and I just never did. But now with my ear tongues, I'll just never be hungry again. It's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm joining the X-Men.
Good day.
I like the idea too of you getting in the car after a long day and loosening your tie, loosening your ear tongues.
Yeah, like just like a Toad villain. Like, ugh, hair tongue.
Now, Sis, now it's your birthday, so you unfortunately wake up with 3 mutations.
Oh, great!
So it's going to be tricky for you to hide. So you have acid snot. So you have a case of just it doesn't affect you, but it'll burn straight through someone else, this snot dripping out your nose. You also have 112 belly buttons, but they're not just located on your belly, they're everywhere. There's some on your face, arms, neck, and chest. And then you have chest hands, and that's just another set of hands coming out of your chest. So how are you going about hiding all 3 of these mutations, Sis?
What's the hide, man? This sounds like a party.
Just embrace it.
Hey, happy birthday to me.
That's where a T-Rex
I'm 100.
I got nothing to hide. That sounds great.
Don't you work in IC? Like, that's a benefit. You know, it's like
I got extra hands to type. Anyone annoys me, I can blow my nose. It's great.
Yeah, think how much lint you'd have in all your belly buttons.
The lint you could knit a sweater.
Yeah. All right. Well, part of this show's name, part of it is drink. And there you go. Tim is drinking, thankfully. So for the most part, we don't really drink, but we do draw. And a lot of those drawings are sent to us by our faithful viewers, creators, and whatever in the Australian something or others. So, Sis, how about we start a round of looking at some art, and in between bits and pieces when you're trying to click things, I'll put some comments up and talk about them and all that good stuff.
Cool. We should probably do this.
Come on, let's see some.
Drawing my drawing.
Drawing. Make any money with your drawings?
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, that's the final boss right there telling you what to do with your face hole. So, let's get cracking and take a look at some stuff.
Okay, let's see what we got. Of course, Davo77 got in first with this angel. Bloody angel.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, wow.
That's one of his better works. Lots of detail in the wings.
Yeah, and it's
What's
one
the
of 3.
big letter I on the back? Does that have a meaning?
Invincible.
Decoration.
Oh, okay.
Ice
Magneto put it there.
But there you go.
That's a girder. It's a steel girder.
I think it's actually a Cyclops being going straight up behind him, but you just don't have that context yet. So obviously, guys, come on. Jeez.
So next week has to be Cyclops so we can finish the picture.
Oh, can it please be Cyclops? That'd be epic.
Oh, he's my favourite character.
Or it was the forehead for that God of War character.
I mean, he's up there with Emma Frost. Like, it's a tie, but, you know.
Oh, you must have been all over it when they fell in love. No, I mean,
just say I've got a couple of copies, all right, and one's left. You know what I'm saying?
I just meant all that, like, happy about it. All right.
Yeah, of course.
Davo77 then did an Archangel.
Hey, Pete.
Good on you.
Oh,
That's
very nice.
Got some brush skin in there. Sneaky
And
brush.
Davo77 did another Archangel. You guys got to tell me, these load straight away for me. So I think they do roll up.
They do for the viewers as well. Just not us, so.
Okay.
Wow, Davo. Excellent.
Good one, Davo. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Who's
Love your stuff, mate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Jim.
I'm going to go back. Justin McNamara? I always hear his name wrong. Sorry, dude. McNamara, that's it. He did this in Renaissance style. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's
That's
beautiful.
amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renaissance.
Oh gosh. That has religious overtones, I dare say.
Very much.
I was thinking that
Is that a
looks
thing?
like he's sitting in the invisible spaceship of Wonder Woman. Embarrassing.
Not flying
Is that
with
a
his wings.
reference to a Renaissance painting? It seems kind of familiar almost. It's cool.
I'm not sure. He doesn't give me details. He just said that. So
Ah.
Ed Kearsley, whose name I usually get wrong.
You got it right.
That was right that time, but I usually get it wrong.
Oh,
Hey, nice work, Edmund.
Good one, Ed.
rightio.
Nice, Ed.
Look here,
And then we've got Rob O'Connor. Nice.
Oh, here we go.
I guess no one else can see it yet.
Ooh.
Lovely, mate.
Rob, how many white pencils do you burn through in a month? I feel like after black, white is your most used. Hit me up in the comments.
Yeah. And Hugh McGowan.
Love Hugh. I can't see it yet, but I know it's good. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
See, thanks, Hugh, for doing proper wings. Thank you. Middle wings. All right.
He fixed his drawing because on the
Nice,
Facebook he posted a drawing and he didn't draw the other leg.
Oh.
Hugh will
Okay,
get
work in
it. He
progress.
will get the reference. Maybe you would too, Sis.
Leg-
It's a
legs and
reference
feet
to a
are
Facebook
optional.
photo.
That's optional. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Can I be? Did you see his crotch is facing one way? Yeah, like the physics bird.
Rob,
All right, I was looking at the guys. All right. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. It was good.
Speaking of Spedsy looking at things, here's Spedsy's picture.
Ah, look at that. That guy didn't.
Where's the wings?
Like a Spedsy.
Yeah, that guy didn't even bother doing wings. He found them too hard and just stopped.
Not even
Didn't we just talk about the
someone can do
story
one
where
for
he
the
lost his wings?
That's what this is. That's
exactly from
right.
that story. I distinctly remember.
I thought it was the last place he looked.
He bumped it on the screen by accident. Was like, "Oh, that actually works. Yeah, we'll just roll with that."
Did he store his wings in the closet?
Quick, send in a picture.
Ah, yeah. So Quick was without Wi-Fi, so he took a photo of his iPad and sent it through. Now, Nick May, if you could quickly study the hair and maybe the brows, and just what does it remind you of, maybe from Nick Cleary's treasure chest of goodness?
It reminds me of two things, actually. It reminds me, firstly, of how much Nick bullies me for being bald and not having hair. But I guess it has a little resemblance to a certain Detective Budgie.
Yes, he said basically it's the human budgie is
Also available at the ComX store.
Yeah,
One quick.
Alex
Well
nailed it.
done, mate.
Very good, Nicholas.
Yeah, bloody awesome.
Sorry, I'm just downloading some.
Hey.
Oh, what did it do that for?
Happy
What
birthday,
is it
Sis,
doing?
from
Oh, my
Matt.
computer's going crazy.
Happy birthday, Sis, from Justin McNamara.
And you, Justin.
Thanks for that.
I said it first, Joe Rowe. I told him first, so. Just like,
Hey, folks, Dan May. Happy birthday, Sis, from Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Which one have we got on the
I
screen?
learned to save the comments till last when this
Okay, now this
inevitably
one's
happens.
interesting.
Yeah.
Carter.
Detective Budgie.
By the way, Rob has an answer about the white pencils. If you care to look, I can.
Oh yes, I will. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Rob, I go through a few white pens, and a white pencil that's down to the stub. Does that answer your question?
Great work by Carter.
Yeah, Carter Jimmy in the house.
Oh, good on you.
Excellent
That
stuff.
looks like a Lyle type
No,
drawing.
I think his last name's Jimmy. It said Carter Jimmy.
Yeah, Carter Jimmy, yeah.
Well done, you, Carter. Well done, mate.
We got Nathan Judd. Let's see if this comes up on the screen. Yes, it does.
It works.
That bloke.
Well, it's getting there.
Coming. coming.
Oh,
angelic.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. The signature, but hey,
Nice.
who knows who
This
that
is a
hand is?
Renaissance-y thing too, right?
See that hand? It's insinuating the relationship between him and another character.
Yeah, and Nathan, what character is it?
Oh, I don't know. What character is it? Who could
Wolverine.
Well,
I'm going with Wolverine.
yes, technically it is Wolverine. That's Laura Kinney Wolverine.
Yes.
Laura Kinney. Or Laura. What's Laura's name? X-23 Wolverine.
Oh, only 2 calls. Good point. Yes.
Yeah, deep dive.
Well, no, so young Angel that came back, he and X-23 Wolverine had a relationship.
What
And
kind
he
of
had to go back to the past.
What kind of
it was adamantium in nature, their relationship, Alex Major.
Cool, that's nice. Yeah, we've got a new name.
style at all.
Sweet.
Inspired.
Mr. Mayfield.
That's cool.
Oh, nice work, Nick.
Good, people can see it. Excellent. That is excellent.
Yeah, it's great. I tell you what, Jim Marfood would be pretty stoked to see that.
It's a bit mainstream for my mate, Jim, but yeah.
I could see this on the Ink Pop podcast myself for sure.
Hopefully one day you will, Nathan.
You'll be their next guest, bro. You'll be on there.
That's what I'm aiming for. What?
Cool. We got Matt Madden.
Oh,
let me know when you see it.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Matt.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I haven't seen a grimace like that since Macca's.
Oh. Got no words for that one.
Come on, Nathan.
Was it?
I wish this picture was covering me right now so I could just kind of look down and cry a little bit. But I have to hold this face.
Wings and to be laying eggs.
Okay, that's all I've had come into the email. So I don't know if any of
cool.
you elsewhere.
All right. Well, the beauty of this show, friends playing at home, is that you're not restricted to sending in your Archangels tonight to get them on the show. We more than happily show art from the previous show on the next show. So if you are to watch perhaps next week's show with Shannon Browning, I believe, doing the Blue Beetle, don't be shy sending in some Archangels. Otherwise, Sis, I don't know if you saw, so I've made an executive decision, and in 2 weeks' time, we're going to be drawing Green Arrow.
Yeah, I saw that.
Is that all right?
Is this a reference to Betty, the bush turkey that got shot at?
Yeah. It wasn't, but it is now. That's going to be my whole opening monologue.
The city.
I love it. You got failed this turkey.
Bit of Oliver Queen. Nice.
So we're looking for, who do I have here? I've got Alex Sturdy, Tim Stiles, and Matt Field.
Yeah,
How are you sending my pictures to me? Your pictures, I mean, not my pictures, your pictures.
Are we sending them now?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Unless you're working traditionally, then we can hold them up.
I can send it.
Wow.
Hang on.
So good.
Oh, Nathan, I didn't realize we were talking about your drawing.
What? There's only one.
I didn't realize we were
me.
talking about yours when I thought you didn't know whose hand it was and all this stuff. You drew it.
Yeah, of course. So I
disassociated.
It was hard to tell, Nathan, because your signature was cut off.
Yeah, I know. And the foot. I spent a long time on that foot. Right. Right.
Didn't you learn anything from reading it?
At the bottom of the screen.
Not life outing this, and then boom, I get life outed. Just like that.
Damn,
typical. Absolutely typical.
Well, while our people send through their
www.comx.show/art. That's where you send your pictures.
Yeah, just along the bottom there. If you're not sure where to, you can send it through to the link there. Matt, I hope you can what is it? Double task? What do they call it? Multitask. That's a thing. Matt, can you
Hang
tell
on
us
a
a little
sec.
bit about yourself? No, let's not do that then.
Yes, yes, I can.
Nick,
But
mate,
where do
tell
I
us a little
send
bit about you.
where do I send the artwork
On the
to?
screen now.
Oh, okay.
Just
Okay.
memorize it and type it. You can't copy it because that'd be too easy.
Sorry, while you're doing it, we'll go to our correspondent, he of the knockaround guy, Mr. Tim Styles. Are you free to tell us a little bit about what's going on in your background and what you've got cooking?
Yeah. I think I've just sent my drawing to you now. So yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Rob, why don't you tell us about it? Since you're you're one of the big brains behind the whole thing.
Oh, this is
all right. Well, so
great.
people hear from me enough on this show, I fear. So, so Tim has a Kickstarter going, or about to launch soon, for a new comic book called Gorilla My Dreams Team Up Issue 2. There you can see the beautiful cover art. Now, one of those characters in the background, you can see Knockaround Guy, created by Tim Styles. The other one is Gary Della's Torn, who I have written a buttload of issues of. And Gary and Tim were kind enough to let me play with both their characters. And we have put together, or in the beginnings of, I've written a 3-issue arc for these guys. Takes place in Knockaround Guy's struggle town, and Torn and Knockaround Guy find themselves not only up against each other, but then having to team up and take on what would you call them? Like bastardized versions of the Wizard of Oz characters, or twisted versions.
Yeah, I wouldn't use such gross language, but
yeah. Well, I'm not the marketing guy. I'm not very good at this. No, yeah. So, well, from my perspective, it's probably one of the more proud books that I'm most proud of. The art that's coming in looks bloody beautiful, and I think the story is just really fun. It's funny, and there's plenty of action, and there's even some heartfelt moments, and I really dissect Torn a little bit, and yeah, it was a joy reading all of the previous Gorilla My Dreams comics and getting a feel for how Knockaround Guy carries himself. Even though in the script I called him Knockabout Guy for about 15 pages until Tim said, "Of all your research, could you get the name right?"
I was like, do you even know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know the comic you're writing here?
Yeah.
What's going on, Rob? Come on.
And I was
14
like,
times shame on you, 15 times shame on me.
Yeah, and I called you Small Jim Styles. It was the whole thing. But yeah, how's it coming together from your end, Tim?
Oh, look, man, the whole process has been a lot of fun. I remember getting that first draft of the script from you probably a year ago now, maybe even a bit longer, and just there was very little I had to adjust as far as Knockaround Guy was concerned. That, like, you know, you'd read the books and you'd really captured his voice and the way he carries himself and everything, which was really cool. You know, there was no direction really from me as far as the character was concerned. The story's great fun. Again, you picked up from my my one shot Gorilla My Dreams presents Lucifer Bim Bom, where we had Lucifer Bim Bom, for those that don't know, is the main villain of the piece, and we had his origin story, which intersects with, again, a twisted version or a bastardized version, since it's after 9 o'clock at night time, of the Wicked Witch of the West. And so yeah, Rob just picked up from there, ran with it. So we've got this whole twisted Wizard of Oz thing going on. I love public domain characters and messing around with them and making new and exciting things out of them. just this whole story has been such a delight. So this time next week, the Kickstarter will be launched. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm planning to launch Friday next week, so it'll probably launch in the morning. There's 3. It's going to be 3 chapters all up, about 22 pages a piece. I've also written some backup stories that if we go gangbusters, we'll unlock some extra pages with a torn Gorilla My Dreams crossover, and again with some to keep with the theme, some public domain characters for them to fight and that sort of thing. We've got some. The second week of the campaign, I'm introducing a pretty exciting special guest who's going to be. I don't want to give away too much, but we'll be bringing some art for a limited edition cover along the way, and look what else. Look, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's This is what. So the comic's called Gorilla My Dreams Team Up, and this is really what I had in mind when I went from a series of just one shots featuring my characters to the series being Gorilla My Dreams Team Up. Is that I want to get people just interested with crossovers. Obviously, as I've said throughout the show, I'm a 90s comic book nerd, man, and superhero crossovers was my bread and butter back in the day. I just love that sort of stuff, and I still do. And if Marvel and DC can do these mega ridiculous crossovers to try and raise their sales, hey, why can't we do it as well, sort of thing,
Nice.
If no one comes out of the woodworks after Rob's story's done, I've got nearly 10 issues written with my own characters and public domain characters. So the series is going to go for a while, but it's I really just want to capture the fun of being a kid and seeing Spider-Man team up with the Hulk or something, and just having fun with it,
Yeah.
So Kickstarter launches next week. If you go to Kickstarter and just type in Gorilla Team Up, it'll come up.
Yeah, excellent. And I do implore people to, if you're not familiar with Gorilla My Dreams, give it a look, the previous issues and stuff, because there's a reason why I was able to get the hang of Knockaround Guy so quickly, because you're on the show. I'm going to pee in your pockets a little bit.
Hey.
Some of the best Aussie indie comics I've ever read. They're so, the presentation wise, they're so professional and beautiful looking. Art wise, absolutely beautiful. Lettering's great, and then just the story is just so you're just in it straight away. There's not a single word wasted. Just great books. So
I was so lucky coming across my artist at the time, Ahmed Rafet. He really brought the book to life, and he brought a lot of character to it. And then bloody Kevin Smith come in and swooped him up, and now he's doing comics for Kevin Smith. So then I have to find other artists and that. But I really think that I found a really good artist in Samir, who's doing the current issues. You'll find in Gorilla My Dreams Team Up 1, I was sort of it was almost like I was trying out artists, because there's a bunch of short stories and there's 6 different artists in the series in that issue, and I was sort of it's almost like I was auditioning artists, and then me and Samir, we get on really well, and so I thought, screw it, at least for these next 3 issues I'll get him on board, and after that, if he's still keen, we can keep going. But it's a shame that Ahmed was picked up by Kevin Smith, but I mean, good for him, but bad for me. But I really think I found a good artist to fill his shoes.
Yeah, I mean, Gorilla My Dreams plays a part in his journey. You get your reps in. That's how you get those bigger gigs. And he churned out a bunch of beautiful pages for you. I bet you they're in his portfolio when chasing gigs like the Kevin Smith gig. So there's a chance at least that Kevin Smith has poured over a few pages of Gorilla My Dreams while looking for artists.
Yeah, look, I don't know shit, right? So who knows? But I mean, you don't get a job as an artist without showing off your art, So I do imagine he's probably had a bit of a look at it. Yeah,
sure, amazing. Yeah, well, type in Gorilla What was it? Gorilla Team Up.
Yeah, Gorilla Team Up, and it'll come up in Kickstarter search now. There is if you're not familiar with Kickstarter, they've got a Notify Me link. So, okay, let me walk you through it, just in case. Go to Kickstarter, www.kickstarter.com. Right, in the search engine, Gorilla Team Up. Right, it'll pop up. It'll show issue 1, which is finished, and then issue 2. If you click on issue 2, you'll get a landing page where it says Notify Me, and then if you click on Notify Me, the second I launch that bitch on Friday, you're going to get a notification to say come and join the fun.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you dig that, come and get in quick, pledge early. The more we raise, then we can add the stretch goals of more pages and more Gorilla and Torn fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love
All
the
right,
art,
thank
man.
you,
I'm
Tim.
just looking at it now.
Oh, that's
It's so
awesome.
good. Yeah.
We have more art
now. Oh, okay, please.
Yep. Funnily enough, Tim's. Oh, why is it on its side? It wasn't on its side on my computer.
Hey, that's all right. I can tell.
I don't know why it did that, Tim. Sorry about that.
Tim, that's beautiful, man. Really cool.
Man. Like I sit here and I draw, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing all right. And then I see everyone else's, and I'm like, oh god. But
That's really well done. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. That's really cool. It's got its own style too. It's cool.
Alex Sturdy. I'm gonna have to put them over top of each other because this is doing weird things at the moment.
That's
a lovely little angel.
I think he has butt eyes.
Yeah. Well,
I think he's wearing a helmet to cover his ears.
Bringing it all together.
Yeah, of course.
It's just
But
missing
then
a little
throw in
smoke of fart coming behind.
Oh, this one's taking a while to load. Even for me.
I'm here for you, Alex.
Whoa.
Oh, this is really nice.
Yeah.
Is this also you, Alex?
This is also Alex.
Oh, nice.
Oh, excellent.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Bloody
different
awesome.
style. Wow.
Nice.
Yep.
Then Dan May figured out how to get his on here because he was having issues, but he got it.
That's cool.
Got it to me
Whoa.
eventually.
Oh, Daniel.
Whoa, holy
God
for jollies.
Wacko.
Showing off again, I don't know.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
a
we've
ripper.
got the
Holy
classic
moly.
angel from Matt Schofield. Let's see if it takes ages to load. Yes, it does. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sick.
That's awesome.
Really good.
Cool.
Yeah. Very good. Oh, that's the old style, the original angel, right?
Yeah. Fantastic.
Now I don't know how to get him off.
I mean, no wonder they gave him a bazooka because he would just like fly down and punch people with a regular strength
And
punch.
his bones are hollow, so he's very light. So I think
Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah, his bones are hollow.
He has no marrow?
Yeah.
I never
Red
said
blood
that.
cells, who needs them?
Wouldn't they? I don't know how marrow. What's the deal with marrow? Anyway,
It's
let's
delicious.
cross
That's
over.
what it is.
Hang
let's
on a
not
minute.
wait till.
Hang on a minute,
tomorrow.
Rob. We were sitting
Please.
here earlier. We were sitting here earlier making fun of Angel having a bazooka, but because all he can do is fly. But Hawkman, all he can do is fly. But they give him a club, a mace. So I mean,
I think he has super strength though.
If we're going to start hating, let's share the hate because just flight just seems to be lame. Either way,
If we leave people with one message, it's share the hate, everybody.
It's equal opportunity hate.
Yeah. Well, let's go from one man with a unique character to another. Matt, if you will, for the people who perhaps don't know you, could you give them a little something, and a little bit about your guy?
Sure. What do you want to know about me or
Well,
Steamroller Man or?
I want to know both. Give us the cliff notes. We are 20 minutes overtime, but that's all right.
Okay,
we have no real strict curfew. A little bit about you and a little bit about the character. That'd be great.
I work in animation. I've been working on The Simpsons for 26 years, and created Steamroller Man in 2017. Started publishing it online in 2018, and it's been, still, I've kept it going since then. Just did a Kickstarter for it last May for printing the first issue. That went really well. And so now Steamroller Man's in print. Planning the Kickstarter for issue 2 right now. So that'll hopefully launch early 2025. Steamroller Man is he's a sort of comedy superhero character. It's a very absurdist humor comic. It's for people who like things like the Batman 60s TV show, The Tick, Venture Brothers. People have compared it to all those things. So if you like that kind of comedic superhero flavor, I think you'll really like Steamroller Man. He's basically a sort of bull in a china shop character. His power is essentially destroying things. So he thinks he's being very helpful, but most of the time he's actually making the situation worse, and that's where a lot of the comedy comes from. What else do you want to know?
Well, so you were born in Australia and moved to LA 25 years ago. Is that roughly?
I moved to LA in 1996. New Year's Day was 96 was my first full day in America. I moved here to work in feature animation. So I worked on a movie called Cats Don't Dance. That was I worked in Sydney for a year when I first came out of art college. I went to Queensland College of Art and studied animation there. And then I moved to Sydney, worked there for a year. And then I applied to a bunch of studios in LA because that was around the time, just after Lion King, that all the studios started wanting to get in on the feature animation trend. And they were all looking for people in this sort of international kind of talent search. And so I got a job doing in-betweens on Cats Don't Dance, and then I worked on Quest for Camelot, Iron Giant, and Prince of Egypt. And then and then moved on to doing character layout on The Simpsons. And then I've been on The Simpsons ever since, and I've done almost every job on The Simpsons, from character layout, character design, storyboards, animation timing, assistant directing, and I'm currently the supervising storyboard director on the show, which I've done for the last 10 years. That's my whole resume.
That's a great resume.
I got a quick question.
You're hired.
I was at your office a couple of years ago. Didn't say hi.
You were?
But yeah, do you know a guy called John Dillon?
Yeah, I do.
I'm friends with him. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He was also friends with Julian. What's his last name? He worked at the Phoenix studio at Fox. But he was friends with Michel Gagne. Is it Michel Gagne?
Cool.
The guy,
I worked with Michel Gagne on Quest for Camelot and Iron Giant.
Iron Giant, yeah. Because Julian worked with him on Osmosis Jones.
Ah, nice. I liked that film. I didn't work on it, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Now, Sis, I think we're going to have to run late because I think people will text me and say, how could you just not talk about The Simpsons? So Matt, let's just pick your brain for a sec.
Okay.
So tell me about character design on The Simpsons. So what are you receiving, and then what's the process like? Are you sending sketches and then they're saying, what about a beard? What about could you talk us through how that works?
Well, you get the script, and then the writer of the script will provide design notes saying what they want the character to kind of look like. As you know, we often do celebrity voices or whatever, and sometimes they want the celebrity to look like, they want the character that the celebrity's voicing to look like the actual actor, and other times they don't want the character to look anything like the actor. So it's important for us to know, which direction do you want us to go with, and then we just sort of, you just kind of come up with a rough sketch, and then you send it. We send it to the writers at Gracie Films, because that's James L. Brooks's production company, and all the writers are essentially working under that umbrella. And so, you've got to get Matt Groening has to sign off on the design, and the showrunner, Al Jean, and Matt Selman have to sign off on the design, and then the writer the writer of the actual episode signs off on the design. And once you get all those approved, then we do a clean up, because you're just sending like a rough sketch version, because you don't want to put the whole amount of work into a design and make it final before you get their notes. And you sort of, if they have notes, you incorporate the notes and make the changes that they're asking for. Design the designs, the designers, the character designers and background designers and prop designers on our show are constantly under the gun, because there's always the next episode. A new episode starts every 2 weeks on the show. So we've only got one design team that has to move from show to show to show. And so they're constantly under the gun, because, most Simpsons episodes will either have new locations and new characters. Like when you get a Halloween show, those are incredibly design heavy shows, because it's like often it's set in a different time period. It's in a fantasy world. It's in a, it's got to be a parody of a certain horror movie or whatever. So everything has to be designed from scratch on those kind of shows. So they're always really taxing on the design department.
Is there a character that we would know that started on your page that you were the designer of?
Yeah, I designed on the Halloween show 19, I think it was, which was like a parody of like the Great Pumpkin. It was like a parody of Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin, and it was all done in the style of those Peanuts specials. I designed the big pumpkin creature, and there was also a gag there where there was like a giant turkey. It was like all these monsters representing different holidays. So I also designed like a giant Santa Claus and a giant turkey representing Thanksgiving. I think on the same episode, or it might have been another one of the Halloween episodes, there was like a parody where it was a parody of Twilight, the vampire movie, and Lisa fell in love with a little boy who was a vampire, and his dad was Dracula. And then there was a scene where they were driving through the vampire district of Springfield, and you saw all these different vampires, which were references to other vampire films. And so I designed all the vampires that you saw in that shot. So that was really fun. I got to do like a version of Kiefer Sutherland from Lost Boys, a version of Blackula, a version of Gary Oldman's Dracula from the Francis Ford Coppola movie. I designed the little kid who was Lisa's love interest, and I designed the vampire dad. So that was really fun. Got to design all those vampire characters.
Cool.
So those are a few that off the top of my head.
We've got a good question here. Is it harder working on a brand new character or alternate design for an existing character, like them in the future or the Halloween versions?
I think it's harder, but working on a new character, because an existing character, it's essentially, well, it depends on how far you're going from the original design, So if it's an existing character and it's just like Homer but in scuba diving gear, then you've already got you already know what Homer looks like, and you just have to look up reference of, okay, what does scuba gear look like, and then you just sort of tailor that to make it work on Homer's anatomy.
Yeah.
But then when you have a character that's just a completely new character, that's when you really sort of depend on the writer's design notes and their suggestions, because that gives you at least a direction to go in. Plus, you're reading the script and you kind of get a feel of, like, what the character's going to do in the script, and so are they a happy, upbeat character, or are they a nemesis? Are they a villain kind of character in the story? And so that informs sort of what you want them to look like, because it's got to come across a little bit in the design. If they're going to look like a sort of a mean bully character versus a pleasant character or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's more. I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it's definitely more challenging and takes a little more thought to be put into designing brand new characters. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I have a million questions, but we're an hour show that's at an hour 40. So
sorry.
What I'm no. People, I will literally get messages. Why did you stop talking about The Simpsons when you have someone with that expertise? So I trust me, I've been told off before about cutting off amazing conversations. This is the shit that we built this show on in the beginning. I want to. So we said in Fortnite we're doing Green Arrow. I'll have to check with Sis and what dates and whatever. We should do a Simpsons episode. We would love to have you back. Or we'd love to have you back anytime. But yeah, I would love to pick your brain more and maybe give people some time to send in questions and stuff, because I think we all grew up on The Simpsons, and it would be absolutely fascinating to hear all your stories and how you do it and all that good stuff.
Cool.
So,
yeah, that sounds fun.
Sorry, Nathan, I muted your mic, and so now I'm requesting to unmute it only because it sounded like rain falling while Matt was talking. Sorry, Alex Sturdy, to make you have to follow that, because I imagine that is quite daunting. Would you be down to give us a quick little howdy-do about who you are and what you do?
Sure. I have also worked in the animation industry, but am nowhere near as prolific as our friend here. I've worked the past 3 years at an animation studio in Brisbane, where I've been a storyboard artist, background artist, and concept artist. And I worked mainly on like some little kid shows. Like, I don't know if you'll have heard of them, but like Rainbow Corns and we've got, Mermaid. What was it? Mermaids and lots of like toy properties. You know, the toy company MGA.
Okay.
Maybe they bought our studio, so we're basically producing content designed to get kids to buy toys. So prior to that, not much industry experience. I did a lot of freelance illustration, and just recently I have self-published my own comic book for the first time called Roll Call, which is really fun.
Hell yeah.
And I like D&D and drawing, and I'm a dad.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool, man. We would obviously love to have you back too, so we can discuss all this stuff more. In hindsight, I spent way too much time talking about how to hide people's mutations when I talked about ear tongues when we could have been talking about all you guys' animating histories. Sis, shall we take a look at our resident animators' work as we wind down our show here?
Would have tried harder if I knew what the kind of guests we had.
Yeah,
it's
no
like,
pressure.
It's like, yeah.
No pressure. I just got to get it. Sorry, because I'm still getting used to this software. Sorry.
We won't forget, of course, our boy Alex has worked on Lion King 2 and Jungle Book
No,
2.
Lion King 1.5 and Jungle Book 2.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to work on straight to DVD sequels at
Disney.
At Disney. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, we don't slouch around. Of course, Nick May's Jim Marfood's best mate, and then Big Tim Styles worked with a young upcoming Spedsy, and then of course we've got Winona Judd's son here. We're like, this is just an A-lister show.
I just work for myself. Yeah, I'm hard enough.
There we go.
Oh, that's cool.
The animation came out. It looks different, didn't it?
Yes.
Oh, see, X Factor, nice.
Yeah, that was the X Factor reference, but it's kind of a callback
right.
from 2 weeks ago, which
Yeah.
people who didn't watch the episodes will be like, oh, yeah,
What's
whatever.
what's he
Very
singing
cool.
into a microphone? Is he? Is that what that is?
He's auditioning for the X Factor, and the bunny's
Interesting.
What's
By twerking
the
on a
bunny
button.
doing?
He's twerking on a button. Like, what else would he be doing?
I'm
Is
kind of
that weird
scared.
to you,
What a
Nathan?
dumb
Nathan,
question.
Yeah.
Is that strange for you?
Why is a carrot in his mouth like that?
It's
He
the
always-
expression on the rabbit's face that makes it uncomfortable.
Yeah,
He's
it's
just
very
enjoying that way too much. Yeah.
It's very disconcerting. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
You need to get on the show more, Nathan.
Nathan, some basic biology for you. Rabbits eat.
I like it, Alex.
Yeah,
I thought it was perfectly innocent.
Mate.
definitely can take that carrot all the way in, huh? It's good.
All right. Well, on that note, happy birthday to our dear head honcho, the man without whom none of this shenanigans takes place. Happy birthday, Sis.
Birthday, Sis.
Thank you so much to the artists and creators in the room. Extra special thanks to the artists and creators at home who send in artwork. Without you, the whole concept of the show is barely a show at all. We have a concept of a show. Let's not get political. That's pretty much our show. Next week with Shannon Browning, it is Blue Beetle back with us. After that, it is Green Arrow. And then look forward to a Simpsons episode, which I'm not sure we've done the Simpsons before, but even if we have, let's pick a character and go nuts because there's a ton of stuff to dive into. All right, Sis, what have I forgotten? Because I always forget something.
No, I think if you remembered everything except for like and subscribe, that would be awesome. Build up that channel, makes us able to make more lovely content like this and other shows for everyone watching.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, peeps.
And thank you to all the guests.
Thank
you to everyone watching, and thank you to everyone who watches in the future.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on too. Appreciate it.
I can't do
Thank you, future people.
That's fun.
Oh, everyone's freezing up on me. Am I going?
No, yeah, you're still here. I'm still here.
Okay, everyone else is going. Oh, well, I'll just do the outro. See you later, everyone. Thank you for watching.
See you, mate.
See ya.
Like and subscribe to the channel.
Alfred, let's go shop.
ComX.shop.
Say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
See you next time.
Press the button.